Many people spend their entire lives waiting for happiness to find them. They believe that one day, when they get the right job, buy the perfect house, or meet the ideal partner, they'll finally be happy. They treat happiness like a prize that only comes when everything is flawless. But the truth is, happiness is not a lucky break that falls into your lap. It's a decision you make every single day. It's not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. Every morning when you wake up, life gives you a choice to dwell on what's wrong or to focus on what's right. That choice may seem small, but it changes everything. You can't control what happens around you, but you can always control what happens within you. You can decide to smile even when things aren't perfect. You can decide to see the beauty in ordinary moments. You can decide to keep your heart open even when it hurts. That's what it means to push yourself to be happy. It's not about pretending that everything is fine. It's about finding peace even when it isn't. Happiness doesn't come from perfect circumstances. It comes from a strong mindset. You might meet people who have everything the world says you need to be happy: money, success, fame, and yet they still feel empty inside. And then you meet others who have very little, but their eyes shine with gratitude and joy. The difference isn't in what they have, it's in what they choose to see. Happiness begins in the mind, not in material things. When you decide to focus on what's good, your life begins to change, even if your situation hasn't yet. Think about it. When you wake up and start your day by thinking of your problems, your heart feels heavy. But when you start your day by counting your blessings, even the smallest ones, you start to feel lighter. The world hasn't changed, but you have. You've chosen to see what's working instead of what's missing. You've chosen to see hope instead of despair. That's the quiet power of choice. It doesn't erase life's difficulties, but it gives you the strength to rise above them. It's easy to be happy when everything is going well. The real challenge is staying positive when nothing seems to be working. That's when happiness becomes a discipline, a kind of strength you build from within. Just like muscles grow through resistance, joy grows through effort. You have to practice it. You have to remind yourself daily that no situation is permanent and no pain lasts forever. Even when you don't feel happy, you can still act in ways that lead to happiness. Smile, help someone, speak kindly, take a deep breath, or simply look up at the sky and say, "I'm grateful I'm here." The more you practice choosing happiness, the more natural it becomes. Soon, it stops feeling like a struggle and starts becoming your way of life. You stop reacting to negativity and start responding with peace. You stop depending on circumstances to feel good and start creating your own joy from within. And that's the moment you realize you never had to chase happiness, you had to create it. Of course, there will be days when you'll feel tired, sad, or overwhelmed. That's okay. Happiness doesn't mean ignoring pain or pretending that everything is perfect. It means giving yourself permission to feel, but also giving yourself permission to heal. It means saying, yes, today is hard, but I will not let this day steal my smile. You can cry and still be grateful. You can struggle and still have hope. You can fall down and still believe you'll rise again. That's the kind of happiness that no one can take away from you, because it doesn't depend on the world, it depends on your heart. You see, every single day is an opportunity, a chance to begin again. You don't have to wait for a special event to be happy. You don't need to have everything figured out to enjoy where you are. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful. If you look around, there are always tiny reasons to smile. A kind word, a warm cup of tea, a good song, a quiet sunset. These are the simple, quiet gifts that make life rich. When you notice them, you start to realize that happiness was never far away. It was always right here, waiting for you to notice it. So push yourself, not because life is easy, but because happiness is worth the effort. Push yourself to find something positive every day. Push yourself to speak kindly to yourself and others. Push yourself to see possibilities instead of problems. You don't have to fake happiness. You just have to nurture it, little by little, moment by moment. In the end, happiness is not a destination. It's a journey you walk every day with courage, gratitude, and faith. It's the light you carry within you when the world feels dark. And the most beautiful thing is, when you choose happiness for yourself, you inspire others to do the same. You become a living example that even when life is hard, joy is still possible. So the next time life challenges you, take a deep breath and remind yourself, I can choose how I feel. I can choose to find peace today, because happiness doesn't depend on chance, it depends on choice. And every day that choice is yours. Life is a journey that tests every part of who we are. It challenges our patience, our courage, and our ability to keep going when things fall apart. Sometimes it feels as if the world is working against us, as if no matter how hard we try, nothing goes our way. We face losses, disappointments, and moments that break our hearts. But here's the truth many people forget. The hardest moments in life are the ones that make us the strongest. Every struggle, every setback, every tear you shed is shaping you into a wiser, braver, more resilient version of yourself. Hard times are not there to destroy you. They are there to define you. They show you what you are made of. Anyone can smile when life is easy, but it takes real strength to smile through pain. It takes courage to keep moving when you feel like giving up, and it takes faith to believe that the storm will pass even when the sky looks dark. When you push through hardship, you don't just survive, you evolve. You discover parts of yourself you never knew existed. You realize that your limits are far greater than you imagined. Think about the strongest people you know, those who carry themselves with quiet confidence and compassion. They didn't become that way overnight. They became that way because they've been tested, they've fallen, they've been hurt, and they've had to start over. Yet, they didn't let their pain harden them. Instead, they let it teach them. They learned patience, empathy, and courage. They learned that broken things can still be beautiful and that scars can tell stories of survival, not shame. Life's hardships are like fire. Fire can destroy, but it can also purify and strengthen. When gold is placed in fire, it doesn't melt away, it shines brighter. The same is true for you. When you go through hard times, you are being refined. The pain you feel today is shaping the strength you'll need tomorrow. One day, you'll look back and realize that the very thing that once felt unbearable became the reason you grew into who you are. It's easy to see challenges as punishments, but they are really opportunities in disguise. Every setback carries a lesson if you're willing to look for it. When life pushes you down, it's not trying to break you, it's inviting you to rise. It's asking you to build resilience, to find a deeper meaning, and to grow in ways comfort never could. We often pray for easy days, but it's the hard days that teach us the most. They teach us to be patient when nothing goes right, to stay humble when we succeed, and to appreciate the little things we used to take for granted. Sometimes life feels unfair, and it is. People hurt us, plans fail, dreams fall apart. But through those experiences, we learn the most valuable truth of all. That strength doesn't come from what we can control. It comes from how we respond when we can't. The measure of a person is not how they act when things are easy, but how they stand tall when everything falls apart. When you refuse to give up, when you keep trying, even with a trembling heart, that's where your true power lies. Every time you face hardship, you have two choices: to become bitter or to become better. Bitterness will trap you in the past, but resilience will carry you forward. Strength doesn't mean pretending you're fine. It means acknowledging your pain and deciding to keep going anyway. It means saying, "This hurts, but I will not let it define me." You might bend, but you will not break. You might cry, but you will not quit. That is the kind of strength no one can take away from you. There will be moments when you feel lost, when you question why life is so difficult. In those moments, remind yourself that every challenge has a purpose. Maybe it's teaching you patience. Maybe it's preparing you for something greater. Maybe it's showing you who your real friends are or revealing how strong your spirit truly is. You may not understand the reason now, but one day you will look back and see that everything you went through shaped the person you were meant to become. You see, without struggle, there can be no growth. Flowers don't bloom without rain, and diamonds don't form without pressure. The same applies to your life. The pain you experience is shaping your character. The obstacles you face are building your endurance. The moments that make you cry today are the same moments that will make you proud tomorrow. You will realize that every hardship carried a hidden gift, the gift of strength, wisdom, and perspective. So when life gets hard, don't run from it. Face it, embrace it. Let it teach you what you need to learn. Remind yourself that storms don't last forever. They clear the sky so the sun can shine again. You've already survived so many difficult days. You've overcome challenges you once thought would break you. That means you are stronger than any problem that comes your way. Every time you get back up, you prove that nothing, not failure, not pain, not fear, can stop you. One day, when you've reached a place of peace, you'll look back on these hard times and realize they weren't the end of your story. They were the beginning of a new chapter. The one where you found your power, the one where you stopped doubting yourself, the one where you became the person you always wanted to be. So remember this: life will not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. The pain you feel today is not wasted, it's shaping your purpose. Don't be afraid of hard times. Be grateful for them because they are building a strength that comfort never could. When the world seems heavy, lift your head high and tell yourself, this will not defeat me. Because you are not weak. You are not broken. You are becoming stronger, braver, and more unstoppable with every challenge you overcome. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the world. It has the power to transform pain into peace, chaos into clarity, and struggle into strength. Life is never perfect. We all go through moments that shake us, confuse us, and make us question everything. But gratitude changes the way we see those moments. It doesn't erase the difficulty. It transforms how we experience it. When you choose to be grateful, you stop focusing on what's missing and start appreciating what's still there. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start saying, what is this trying to teach me? That shift in perspective is where healing begins. When life is hard, it's easy to see only the problems. We notice what went wrong, who hurt us, what we lost. Our minds cling to pain because it feels heavier than the good things. But even in the darkest moments, there's always something left to be thankful for. It could be the people who stood by you when others walked away. It could be the lessons that pain taught you about patience, resilience, and love. It could be the simple gift of being alive to see another day. Gratitude reminds us that no matter how much we've lost, we still have enough to begin again. The truth is, life's struggles can feel unfair. We wonder why bad things happen, why we must go through heartbreak or disappointment. But when you look closely, you'll see that every struggle carries a hidden blessing. Sometimes what feels like an ending is actually a new beginning. Sometimes the pain that breaks your heart is the very thing that opens it. Gratitude allows you to see beyond the hurt, to recognize that the difficult moments often lead to your greatest growth. The things you thought were obstacles often become stepping stones to something greater. When you practice gratitude, you change the energy around you. You attract peace instead of worry, faith instead of fear. You begin to see that even on your worst days, there's light somewhere. Maybe it's small, but it's there. A kind word from a friend, a warm meal, a quiet moment where you realize you're still breathing. Gratitude is not about ignoring pain. It's about choosing to see beauty in spite of it. It's about training your heart to find something good even when life feels unbearable. That is not weakness, that is strength. Think about how you feel when you start your day with appreciation, when you wake up and say, thank you, not because everything is perfect, but because you have another chance to try. Something shifts inside you. Your heart feels lighter, your mind calmer. The challenges don't disappear, but you face them with more peace. Gratitude doesn't solve every problem, but it gives you the strength and clarity to handle them better. It reminds you that even in hard times, life still holds moments of grace. Sometimes the greatest blessings come disguised as difficulties. Losing something might teach you the value of what truly matters. Failure might teach you humility and persistence. Rejection might guide you toward a path that fits you better. Gratitude doesn't mean pretending that pain is good. It means recognizing that pain can produce good things. It helps you turn why me into thank you for helping me grow. That shift can change your entire life. We live in a world that often focuses on what we lack, what we don't have, what others have more of, what isn't working out. It's so easy to compare our lives to others and forget the blessings we already hold. But when you focus on gratitude, comparison fades. You stop measuring your life against someone else's and start appreciating your own journey. You realize that happiness is not about having more. It's about seeing more beauty, more lessons, more reasons to be thankful. When you make gratitude a daily habit, it becomes your anchor in hard times. It reminds you that even storms can serve a purpose. The rain nourishes the soil. The wind strengthens the roots. The dark nights make you appreciate the sunrise even more. Every hardship has a hidden gift, and gratitude is the key that unlocks it. It helps you see that even when life doesn't give you what you want, it might be giving you what you need. It's okay to feel pain, to cry, to grieve. Gratitude doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. It means holding both the hurt and the hope in the same heart. It means saying, I may not understand this now, but I trust that one day I will. It's about choosing to believe that everything you go through has meaning, even if you can't see it yet. That belief gives you peace when nothing else can. There will always be challenges in life. People will disappoint you, plans will fail, dreams will change, but gratitude will keep you grounded. It will remind you that no matter how dark the night, there's always something to be thankful for. The lessons, the strength, the second chances. Every time you express gratitude, you open your heart a little wider. You start to see how much good there still is in the world, how much love surrounds you, how many miracles you've already experienced. So even when life feels heavy, take a moment to pause and whisper, thank you. Thank you for the pain that taught me patience. Thank you for the closed doors that led me to better ones. Thank you for the mistakes that helped me grow. Thank you for the simple gifts, the air I breathe, the people I love, the chance to try again. Gratitude turns ordinary moments into blessings and turns struggles into lessons. It changes not only how you see life, but how you live it. And in the end, gratitude doesn't just make you happier, it makes you stronger. Because when you can find something to be thankful for, even in your hardest moments, you've already won. You've proven that your spirit is bigger than your struggle. You've chosen to see light when others see darkness. That's the power of gratitude. It doesn't just change your mood, it transforms your entire life. Everything you experience in life begins with the way you think. Your thoughts are the foundation of your emotions, your actions, and ultimately your destiny. The truth is, the world you see outside is a reflection of the world you carry inside. Two people can live through the exact same situation. One sees only failure and despair, while the other sees opportunity and hope. What makes the difference is not luck, not intelligence, not circumstance. It's mindset. Your mindset shapes your reality. Every single day, you have the power to choose how you think. You can decide to focus on what's missing or on what's possible. You can dwell on problems or you can search for solutions. You can feed your fears or you can strengthen your faith. What you focus on grows. If you fill your mind with negativity, the world will start to look darker, heavier, and hopeless. But if you fill your thoughts with gratitude, courage, and positivity, you'll start to notice light, even in the smallest corners of your life. The external world begins to shift the moment your internal world does. Many people wait for life to get better before they change their mindset. They say, I'll be happy when I get that job, or I'll feel positive once everything is stable. But it doesn't work that way. Happiness doesn't follow success. Success follows happiness. You can't wait for the world to change before you decide to feel peace. You have to create that peace within yourself first. When your mind believes things can improve, your actions begin to align with that belief, and slowly your reality catches up. The mind is incredibly powerful. It can either build you up or tear you down. If you tell yourself you can't, you won't. If you tell yourself you're strong enough, you'll find a way. The stories you repeat in your mind become the blueprint of your life. That's why it's so important to pay attention to your self-talk. What do you tell yourself when no one is listening? Do you encourage yourself or criticize yourself? Do you see challenges as opportunities or as dead ends? You can't always control what happens, but you can always control what you tell yourself about it. And that story, the one you repeat in your head, shapes everything. A positive mindset doesn't mean you ignore pain or pretend everything is fine. It means you face difficulties with a belief that you can overcome them. It's the quiet confidence that says, this is hard, but I'll get through it. It's knowing that failure is not the end. It's a step toward growth. People with a strong mindset see obstacles not as barriers, but as chances to grow stronger. Every time life knocks them down, they stand back up, dust themselves off, and say, let's try again. That's not luck. That's perspective. Your mindset is like the lens through which you see the world. If the lens is dirty with negativity, fear, and self-doubt, everything around you will appear distorted. But when you clean that lens, when you fill your mind with positivity, hope, and self-belief, suddenly the world looks brighter. You start to see possibilities instead of problems. You begin to notice opportunities where others see obstacles. You start to believe in yourself, and that belief changes the way you act. And once your actions change, your life follows. We often underestimate how much control we truly have over our mindset. We let circumstances dictate how we feel, instead of realizing that our feelings can reshape our circumstances. You may not be able to stop the rain, but you can decide to dance in it. You may not control every challenge, but you can control your attitude toward it. A negative mindset says, why me? A positive one says, try me. That difference in thinking can completely change the course of your life. Every successful person you admire, whether it's an athlete, a leader, or a creator, didn't get there just because of talent. They got there because of mindset. They believed in themselves even when no one else did. They saw failure as feedback, not as defeat. They refused to let fear make their decisions. The truth is, you can have all the skills in the world, but if your mindset is weak, you'll never reach your potential. On the other hand, even with limited resources, a strong mindset will help you find a way. There will be days when staying positive feels impossible. Life will test you. It will bring disappointment, loss, and uncertainty. But those are the moments when mindset matters most. Anyone can stay positive when things are going well. Real strength is staying hopeful when everything seems to fall apart. Real courage is saying, I will find a way even when you don't yet see one. Your mindset is what keeps you standing when life tries to knock you down. And here's the beautiful thing, your mindset is not fixed. It can be trained just like a muscle. Every time you challenge a negative thought and replace it with a positive one, you grow stronger. Every time you face fear and choose courage, your mindset evolves. It takes effort, but it's worth it because the quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your life. Start by being aware. Notice the patterns of your thinking. When you catch yourself doubting your worth, remind yourself of how far you've already come. When you're tempted to complain, find one thing to be thankful for instead. When fear whispers that you can't, let courage answer, watch me. Over time, you'll rewire your brain to look for the good, to believe in possibilities, to expect better outcomes. And when your mind expects better, your life starts delivering better. Your mindset is the architect of your future. If you build it on doubt and fear, your world will always feel unstable. But if you build it on faith, gratitude, and determination, you'll create a reality full of strength and peace. The way you think determines the way you live. You don't need to change everything around you. You just need to change how you see it. Because when your mindset shifts, your whole world shifts with it. So no matter what you're facing right now, remind yourself you are not powerless. You have the ability to shape your own reality by the thoughts you choose to believe. Feed your mind with positivity, with courage, with self-love, and watch how your life transforms. Not because the world suddenly becomes easier, but because you become stronger, wiser, and unshakable from within. Happiness often feels like something distant, something we have to chase. Many people think they need to do something extraordinary to feel joy, travel the world, make a fortune, achieve big dreams. But real happiness doesn't hide in grand gestures or once-in-a-lifetime moments. It lives quietly in the small, simple things we do every day. Small acts of joy, though they may seem insignificant, have the power to change everything. They can turn an ordinary day into something meaningful, a heavy heart into a hopeful one, and a tired soul into one that believes again. We live in a world that moves fast, where everyone is chasing something, success, approval, or perfection. In that race, we often overlook the beauty of small moments. We forget that joy doesn't have to be earned. It just has to be noticed. It's in the warmth of the morning sun on your face, the sound of laughter, the taste of your favorite meal, or the comfort of someone who listens without judgment. When you slow down enough to notice these moments, you realize that happiness isn't missing from your life. It's been quietly waiting for you to pay attention. Small acts of joy are not about ignoring the pain or pretending everything is okay. Life will always have challenges, but joy can exist right beside struggle. You can have a difficult day and still smile at a stranger. You can be worried about the future and still laugh with a friend. You can feel uncertain and still find peace in a sunset. These small acts don't erase hardship, but they remind you that even in darkness there is light. They prove that hope can exist even when everything feels uncertain. Sometimes the smallest things you do can have the biggest impact. A kind word, a genuine smile, or a simple thank you can brighten someone's day, maybe even change their life. The world can be harsh, but you have the power to make it a little softer. When you choose to spread joy, even in small ways, you create ripples that reach farther than you'll ever see. Maybe your act of kindness gives someone the strength to keep going. Maybe your laughter reminds someone that life can still be beautiful. You may never know the difference you make, but it's there, real and powerful. We often wait for big changes to feel happy, for our dreams to come true, for our problems to disappear. But if we wait for life to be perfect, we'll be waiting forever. Joy is not something you find after the storm, it's something you learn to create within it. You don't need to have everything figured out to be happy. You just need to appreciate the little things. The morning breeze, the people who love you, the fact that you're still here, still trying, still growing. Those small acknowledgments add up. They turn chaos into calm and confusion into clarity. Every small act of joy is an act of resistance against negativity. When you smile despite your pain, you are saying to the world, I may be hurting, but I still choose to live with light. When you laugh in tough times, you remind yourself that your spirit is stronger than your struggle. When you help someone else, even when you're struggling yourself, you prove that love is more powerful than hardship. These moments might seem small, but they are the building blocks of a meaningful life. There's something beautiful about realizing that you don't have to wait for happiness. You can create it right now. You can start by doing one small thing that makes you feel alive. Play your favorite song. Write a message to someone you care about. Step outside and breathe deeply. Watch the sky change colors. These moments might not solve everything, but they remind you that life still holds beauty even when it's hard to see. Over time, these small moments of joy collect inside you, building strength and peace that no challenge can take away. The truth is, joy doesn't always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it's a quiet moment after a long day when you finally pause and realize you made it through. Sometimes it's laughter that sneaks in when you least expect it. Sometimes it's the feeling of gratitude when you remember that things could have been worse but weren't. These are not grand moments, but they are real and they matter. They remind you that happiness isn't something distant, it's something you build, one small act at a time. You don't have to do great things to live a joyful life. You just have to do small things with great love. Wake up with a grateful heart. Smile at someone who looks like they need it. Be kind when it's hard. Celebrate the little victories that no one else notices. The times you got out of bed when you didn't feel like it. The times you kept going even when you wanted to quit. Those are small acts of courage, small moments of joy, and they add up to something extraordinary. In the end, happiness isn't a destination. It's a practice. It's something you choose every day, in small ways that might not seem important at first, but over time, they transform your life. Each act of joy, each moment of gratitude, each spark of kindness is like a thread. When you weave them together day after day, they create a beautiful tapestry of a life well lived. So don't wait for a perfect moment to feel happy. Don't wait for the stars to align. Look around you. The moments that matter are already here, waiting for you to notice them. Every smile, every laugh, every breath of gratitude is proof that you are still capable of joy, no matter what life throws your way. And when you learn to find happiness in the small things, you'll realize something incredible. The small things were never small at all. They were everything. Life will test you in ways you never expected. It will throw storms your way, storms of pain, loss, failure, disappointment, and doubt. There will be days when the rain seems endless, when everything feels uncertain, and when you wonder if you'll ever see the sun again. But even in those moments of darkness, you must remember this simple truth. You are stronger than the storm. You may bend, you may struggle, you may even fall to your knees, but you will not be destroyed. Because the strength that lives within you is greater than any challenge you will ever face. Every person on this earth goes through storms. No one is spared from hardship, heartbreak, or hurt. But what defines you is not the storm itself, it's how you respond to it. Some people let the wind and rain break them, while others use the storm to grow. Every difficulty carries a lesson, every setback reveals your resilience, and every heartbreak strengthens your heart. You may not control when the storm arrives, but you can control how you face it. You can choose to run from it, or you can stand tall and face it with courage. When life gets hard, it's easy to feel powerless. You might feel like everything is falling apart and there's nothing you can do to stop it. But the truth is, the storm is not here to defeat you. It's here to reveal you. It's in the hardest moments that you discover who you really are. Strength doesn't show up when things are easy. It shows up when everything hurts and you keep going anyway. It shows up when you refuse to quit, even though you're tired. It shows up when your heart is heavy, but you still choose to move forward. That's when you realize that you're not just surviving, you're growing. Think about all the storms you've already been through, the nights you cried yourself to sleep, the days you thought you'd never make it, the moments you felt completely lost. You made it through all of them, every single one. You may have scars, but they are proof of your strength. They tell the story of someone who refused to give up, someone who kept fighting even when it hurt. You are still here, standing, breathing, living, and that means you are stronger than anything that has tried to break you. Storms are temporary. They feel endless while you're in them, but they always pass. The rain stops, the clouds part, and the sun returns. You may not be the same person you were before, but that's a good thing. The storm changes you, shapes you, and teaches you. It teaches you who truly cares for you, what really matters, and how powerful you truly are. You learn that peace is not the absence of storms, but the ability to stay calm within them. You learn that sometimes life has to shake you so that you can awaken to your strength. It's okay to feel scared when life gets rough. Courage doesn't mean you're never afraid. It means you don't let fear control you. You can be afraid and still take the next step. You can doubt yourself and still keep going. You can cry and still choose to rise. You don't have to be unbreakable. You just have to be willing to keep moving. That's where true strength lives, in the quiet moments when no one is watching and you keep fighting anyway. Sometimes you'll look around and feel like everything is against you. People, circumstances, even time. But remember, storms don't last forever, and they don't come without reason. They come to clear your path, to wash away what no longer serves you, and to make room for something new. What feels like an ending is often the beginning of something better. You just have to hold on long enough to see what the storm was trying to teach you. There will be people who doubt you, who tell you that you can't, who walk away when things get tough. Let them. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself. When you realize your own power, you stop waiting for someone else to save you. You stop blaming the storm and start learning how to sail through it. You stop saying, I can't do this, and start whispering, I will find a way. That's the moment your whole life begins to change. Strength is not about never falling. It's about rising every time you do. It's about getting up one more time than you were knocked down. Every fall makes you wiser. Every wound makes you braver. Every storm reminds you that you are capable of enduring far more than you thought possible. The next time life feels unbearable, think about how far you've already come. You've survived everything you once thought you couldn't. You've grown through pain you didn't think you'd handle. That is proof of your power. The storm may be loud, but so is your heart. Inside you lives a quiet, unshakable strength, the kind that refuses to be silenced. When everything around you feels uncertain, anchor yourself in that strength. Tell yourself, I've been through worse, and I'll get through this too. Keep moving, even if all you can manage is one small step at a time, because forward is forward, no matter how slow. And when the storm finally passes, because it will, you'll stand in the sunlight stronger, wiser, and more alive than ever. You'll look back and realize that the storm didn't break you. It built you. It taught you resilience, faith, and courage. It showed you that you were never powerless. You just needed to believe in yourself enough to keep going. So whenever life gets heavy and the rain begins to fall, remind yourself you are not the storm. You are the one who will outlast it. You are the calm within the chaos, the light in the darkness, the strength that refuses to be shaken. You are made of endurance, of courage, of endless possibility. The storm may roar, but it will never defeat you, because you are stronger, braver, and far more powerful than you realize.